Hello, rockers. Stet Howland here, drummer for Metal Church, Wasp, Lytle Ford. I hit things for a living. What can I say? Hey, I'm here to give Angeles, the band Angeles, some love. What a great band. Great people. I mean, I always thought the band was cool, great band, but they actually happened. They were on tour with Lytle Ford, a good friend of mine. They played at the bar across the street from my place, you know. Kidding. And they came here a couple of days early, and we hung out. It was just amazing. They're the most beautiful people. And Dale and the whole gang, just wonderful people. And we hung out and we cooked and we laughed. And they rehearsed here, and it was so good. I had to come screaming in. And they did some ending. It was so damn good. I come bursting in and going, "What the hell, man? That was kick-ass!" While they were trying to rehearse because I'm immature. But yeah, Angelique's great band, great people, and it was a pleasure to have them here. They kicked ass at the ranch here across the street when they played with Lita. And you know, I just wanted to throw a little love your way. And let you know that we love you, and it was nice to have you here, and we look forward to seeing you again. Good luck with everything.
Stop! second week of being on tour. It's just been great. We're all two of us, still back sleeping, not driving. Just had a blast in Florida, and we got Lisa right along with us. Working on the tour. Any more shows coming up? Just waiting along for our 40th anniversary for our first record. Continue Friday. Yeah, a lot of years, but you know what? Not every year that we give it up for the world.
Hi, my name is Dave Rubel. I have a company called Soulshine Events in Florida. I also do some shows up in Michigan. I have my assistant Six here, SIXX. He has 6 toes. He'll be my assistant for the day. When I think about music and the appreciation and research I've done throughout the years, somehow Angelus, the band, the rock band Angelus, has fallen through the cracks for me. But, you know, you can only touch the tip of the iceberg with music. You can't see and hear everything. I had the distinct pleasure of meeting the guys and working with them on 2 shows down here in Florida. One was at Fort Myers, the ranch, with Lytle Ford. The next one was at the Banyan in West Palm Beach, Florida, with Lytle Ford as well. And for me, the day of the show, you're always looking around. Who's gonna be the guys that, or girls that help you out? You wanna be in the trenches with. Something is always gonna go wrong. There's trials, tribulations, and adversity. No matter what show, no matter what you do, you're looking around, okay, who's gonna be on my team for the day? The band Angelus, hands down, these guys are in the trench guys. They're not scared. They are not afraid to get their hands dirty. They're not afraid to get them bloody. Danny, Dale, and Bill, stand-up guys. I mean, there's 3 types of people. You get a flat tire and you freak out, or you get a flat tire and you change the tire, or these guys are on a whole nother level. This is where these guys are at. These guys expect to get a flat tire. So they're guys that you want on your team for sure on the day of the show. And if you haven't yet listened to their music, put it in, jam it out, enjoy it. These guys will rock your socks off. I had a distinct pleasure of working with these guys, and I hope to see them again and do it again. I had so much fun getting to know them, and when Dale calls me now, we make a joke. A to Z, A to Z. We're gonna get from A to Z one way or another, and these guys are definitely A to Z guys, whether you're working with them or you just enjoy their music. I hope you had the experience that I have with the band Angelus. Good luck to you guys, and it was a pleasure working with you, and I hope to do it soon. Thank you.
out. That's why it's good to be able to head to the lake and go do some fishing. Caught a couple of really pretty good size. Connie caught a great size catfish. Berlin Lake in northeast Ohio. We're about 60 miles now from, after living in LA my whole life, we moved to Missouri and moved to this little town of 30,000, my gosh, 3,000 people. Real small place. And El Dorado Springs, nothing there. 100 miles almost to any place. KC, Kansas City, was 90 miles. It was awful. So we got out of there and bought a house. We were playing in Ohio. We had a couple shows, so we moved up here and couldn't find a place to rehearse. We called realtor, tried to find out if there was a basement we could rehearse in, or a house or something. And we found a house, and we ended up buying the damn thing. And we lived here now over a year and really digging it. We're like 60 miles from the Rock Hall of Fame, and it's pretty cool. I just found out my friend Ron Bushy that passed away a couple years ago. His drum set's there now. Nancy had told me that the other night, his wife. She was married to him. God, I went to their house and helped them with the yard sale like in 1980. And they got married. They weren't married then, they got married in 82. But yeah, he notified me 2 days ago actually. We're in September, something, I don't know, something date. My birthday's in a couple days. Probably about 15. We talked for about an hour. And I knew I went there, but I didn't know I'd spent the night, all that crap, so whatever it is. But it's kind of cool. Ron did Interguided Meetup with Angeles, or with just me and Tom Leslie that since passed away. Was a bass player on 108, and we did Interguided Meetup, Devon Shire Downs outdoor stadium in Northeast California. Really nice place. There was like 6,000 people there, and yeah, played Interguided Meetup with Ron Bushy. It's a really I don't know why I don't mention it more than I have. Interviews and stuff, it's in my mind. Don't know why. That's quite an honor looking back. That was. Up until a couple of years ago, we had our Fired Up CD and took a picture of it, and I cherish that a lot. And that's way. But you know, that's life. You gotta live to die. If you don't live, you don't die. You can't, how do I say this? Can't die without living. So if you want to live, you gotta take the good with the bad. I think that's why I'm very intrigued about ghosts. I like ghosts a lot. I think they're there. I mean, I've had so many things of presence of ghosts. I have a book, Lytle, Layers of Success, and I'm talking about the dead cold soul. That I felt at the one place I was staying, and it's just, you know, they're real. You know, my brother flew in from Arizona. I left my house in Alliance, and we picked him up from the airport, and stopped, took a pee, got gas, and you know, took my time, didn't rush it, and all of a sudden, boom, about 7:05, we're going parallel on the freeway, and there's a plane. It looked over, and Connie goes, "This is Frontier." And now I told her, that's my brother. Look, Derek. And we were just, I mean, just like this. We're not long to the plane's going a lot faster than we are. I don't know how fast they're going about that. Maybe a couple hundred miles an hour, 300, 400. So, yeah, that was, my mom was born next to Cleveland, which is Euclid. There's a little place called Euclid. And I went down and I want to go back and try and find that fucking place and see. I have a feeling that we were right there. Right about where she was born. And that was hell, that was 40 years later. You know, she died in, what, 78. So, or was murdered. I guess it was the same thing. One's more set that up, because to me, that's kind of hard to put together and be parallel. Hating even from Arizona flying here. I was leaving from Alliance, 60-mile drive, and to be completely caught up. First time I'd seen him in like 5 years. We stopped talking because of some bullshit, brother crap. And, but yeah, I do believe in ghosts. I think they're real. I think they're out there. You move into new houses or old houses, people have lived there forever. You know, our dog Kookie used to go in the house in Missouri and bark at the bathroom. And then, you know, we'd go through hard times until you make peace with people that have died there. You got to make peace with them. And I found that so many places, so many things, that time after time, that when you move into a new place, you find out, you know, why are things going wrong? Why is something running into little fucking problems, you know? And to me, I believe that's the lake, get away and do some fishing after filming a couple videos with Connie, and spent a couple weeks on 2 videos and Crimes of Insanity, and that's badass, fucking rocked me. And just do it. Another killer one, but Crimes of Insanity is definitely my fave. One fucking badass video. Congrats to Connie and my wife. Kicked ass, did a great job.
Thank you.
Head to the lake, and just gonna go get a good day off and get away from music. So you gotta step away from it sometimes. I have a real hard time with that shit. I can't get away from it. We'll be on the lake talking about the fucking band the whole goddamn time. That's the way I am. I just can't quit. You know, it's like a disease. It is a fucking disease. It's called fucking rock and roll. Yeah, it's in your blood. It's in your blood. You can't get it out. Love it though. I don't know what life would be like without it. Like what it would be like. I couldn't tell you. One of those things that, you know, it just, you gotta have it, man. You gotta love it. Ever since I was 12 years old and saw Grand Funk and Mark Farner at the Anaheim Convention Center, I was hooked. Then Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, you name it, it was on. Yeah, my mom passed away at the age, well, got murdered at 19. So I hit the streets with my guitar and that was it. And had to live wherever we were rehearsing, that's where I was staying, rehearsing, living in studios, recording studios, rehearsal studios, bandmates, houses. Used to have great, crazy parties there. I mean, every night 30 people would fucking show up with cakes of beer, and big old Dave, our singer at the time, and John Azon, and we'd fill up the glasses with vodka. I don't know about John, but I know Dave, and there would be a splash of something in it, pretty much pure vodka. And there were wild parties. A lot of good times there. That was at John. Just a really pretty a lot of fun. Then we would rehearse, do our hair with some Aquanet, get it all cooked up, head to Hollywood, and go to the Rainbow. I always had pizza, always had drinks. I don't know where the fuck the money came from, because I didn't have it. Didn't have the fucking down to my name. But it was there, and people bought it. We had big tables, and somebody paid the bill. Limos all the time, riding around in limousines. And they were always big. Girls would get them, and me and Dave would ride around. I don't know what we went. Don't quite remember. Fucking drove around, doing dope. You know, they don't want you there, or they're trying to make the presence be known. And if you just talk to them and tell them, hey, cool, you can stay here, have fun, it's still your place. We'll share it, smoke pot, bring your friends, do whatever you like to do. You don't have to go, it's still yours. And make peace with them, let them know that you know they're there, and talk to them. You can talk to them, they can hear you. That's why, in Crimes of Insanity, I say that. I believe it. I think it's real. Paranormal. That was the day when everybody did dope. It was like, remember this one guy, I don't remember his name, but we went to breakfast somewhere and he's sitting there and he's eating a big old salad. I mean, really healthy fucking thing. It must have been probably breakfast, lunch then or breakfast then was like 2 in the afternoon anyways. He's eating a big old, he's going, yeah, I got to replenish my body from the partying last night. And he was doing a bunch of blow, like it was everywhere. It wasn't really meth back then. It was blow, a lot of blow, which, it is what it is. We had fun times. The 80s were cool. Ever see him tie a horse to a tree and they just wrap it around the...
Well, yeah, just like boop, boop.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't
Okay,
going
just so
nowhere.
you know, your wife did that.
Oh, my wife did that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just so you know.
the life of
I have a
whatever.
hand in it too. I asked you to do it.
But,
Yeah, but I really wrapped it.
right,
I didn't
well.
want the boat going anywhere.
All right. Remember how to do this?
well, just kind of hold the boat, you just kind of stay there until we
Yeah,
get
oh, okay. Till you
started
start
and
it
warmed
up.
up and
Okay. Good enough
stuff
for
like
me.
that. And getting ready to do it, love it. Gotta love it, Wars, it's already happened and done. I'll find myself once in a while wanting to know something that I don't care. It's like I'm more worried about what's going to happen now than what happened 50 years ago. All the wars and shit. It's like we got, China, we got Russia, we got Iran, we got South Korea, North Korea, North Korea, with Boom Boom, the Rocket Man, whatever his fucking name is. Trump knows how to nickname people. He was a great nicknamer, greatest nicknamer of all time. Oh my God. Great guy as far as something. Anyways, yeah, it's like what happened yesterday. Sometimes I like to look back, but for me, I like to look forward. It's about what I could do next to make things better and give to the world another song, another album, another show, another something musically. I'd like to keep thinking about the past and the Mortal Angels and all the last album. It's gone. It's over with. I want to look ahead. The last song is the last song. It's not the song coming up. You loop it and you listen to it, you watch it, you produce it, record it, you write it. By the time you enjoy it for a week, you don't want to hear it again. I want to do another one. That's what I've always been. I like to continue. I like to go forward. It's always about what can I do today. Today's what matters, and what can I do tomorrow. I want to write something now, but the past just is over. It's done, and a lot of people, I get interviews, and people want to know about the past, and I mean, yeah, it was cool. The 80s was cool, but they're gone, and I understand people want to know what it was like, but honestly, I don't think about it until I'm asked, and I got to talk about it because that's what they want to know. And I'm a nice guy. I want to make them happy. I want to give them what they want to hear. I don't want to say, no, I don't want to talk about it. And what are we going to talk about today? And that's it. So I understand, but then again, I don't. I do it, and they want to know, and so I do. Just do it. Anyways, yeah, it's like I'm always looking for the next song, the next riff, the next vocal thing. And the next boat ride, but yeah, I'm always looking to write another song, write more music, the next best lick. I'm always trying to see if I can do something better. Always trying to do something better. I want to do something better. I always want to, everybody does. You can have the best game of your life. and it might stay that way, you know, or it might go a different direction. You might end up writing something better, and you know, it's like, that's why I like to have a variation in music too. I don't like to just have an album be all the songs sound the same, and to me that's not, it's almost turning yourself into, putting yourself in a box, and I don't want to be in a box. Like a lot like Led Zeppelin, they never put themselves in a box, and I don't like being, I don't want the record, every song to sound the same. A hook, a chorus, a verse, a hook, a chorus, and a verse. That's bullshit. That's fucked up. That's, you know, that's almost like being a cover band or a tribute band. It's not, you're not really, truly experiencing and being an artist. A real true artist, I think, really explores as much as he can in his lifetime. And you know, at my age, I'm still moving forward and wanting to explore more avenues and different avenues. I like dark stuff, gothic stuff, I like hard stuff, I like fast leads, I like slow leads. I have a song called Fade Away that it's got 3 notes in the whole song in the solo, and they're really slow. But you know what? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and you are in bed, and you just couldn't go to sleep. It's like that kind of thing, you know? So there's all kinds of, you know, there's not just 8 hours in a day, there's 24 hours in a day, there's night. There's music that's 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's music for when you're taking a boat out, a boat ride, you know, and you're cranking up rock and roll on Van Halen and shit, you know, and party music, you know, and then there's music you want to listen to on gloomy days. Put up when we do when the documentary's done, but yeah, it's a really nice thing that she wrote, and now she's one of the angels flying above. So, you know, rest in peace, Michelle Cagle too, and so many, you know, gosh, Gary Richrath. I mean, that was a sad thing. He played a couple shows with us. He played with Angelus, and we did the first show. We played Take It on the Run, and then the second time he played, but the 3 years in a row he came for nothing and did this, and then we did Take It on the Run and Riding the Storm Out, and third year we're up there and we do the 2, Take It on the Run and Storm Out, and he's standing there and he's like, let's play. Then I'm going, well, let's do a blues. We did a blues, we jammed the blues, and we're jamming, and he's playing leads, and I'm like really privileged and honored to be playing with Gary Richrath from REO Speedwagon. I mean, that's huge, and he's playing with us, you know, and I brought my extra amp because we knew we were going to show up, so we were playing through my Marshall, and we played for, you know, a half an hour jam. I mean, it lasted a long time. And about 10 minutes into it, or I don't remember, it seemed like a while, he pointed at me and said, you know, and I'm going, me? Play? Like, yeah. So we started just trading off leads. And I mean, to have Gary Richrath playing rhythm guitar behind you while you're playing leads is, you can see it on Dale Lytle YouTube. I don't really have it on Angelus Band YouTube, but I don't overly try and share it, but it's there. Yeah, it was, what an honor. I mean, Gary's playing rhythm behind me. You know, this guy riding the storm out. My God, that was a huge song in the 80s. arena. Played the whiskey, started playing the whiskey, and Dee Dee Kill, and she was booking us at the time back in the early 80s, and she was just a great person, great human being as well. And I think Molly was living at the whiskey at the time, and then they moved up the road when they got Alan Kaufman. I think that's what it was, or his nephew or his uncle got him the apartment up the street. And yeah, the times of Nicky and Vince walking by and behind the whiskey and hey Dale, and what's going on and all that kind of crap. It was great days, and the whiskey was rocking, and everybody in Motley came to see us. It was at the whiskey, and we were playing with them. The double bill was Angelus and Motley the same night at the Troubadour, and they came to see us at the whiskey, and they were all standing. Mick Mars wasn't there, I don't know. It's, you know, I remember Nicky, Vince, and Tommy. They were there, and then we you know, went and played the shows together, and they told me later that they went to check us out, obviously, because we were doing double bill together. And we were one of the big ones in town back then, and in Hollywood. And then, yeah, Tommy one time came to Pookie's in Pasadena, and we were doing a show there. And he was, took a chair like this right here, turned it around, put his arms on it, and just sat right in front of me, just like this, you know. And right during the whole show. And afterwards we got done and playing and went out on the sidewalk. And we talked for about a half an hour there, maybe more, a long time. And he was asking me about my Zeus box, and that's what I had. It was like a fuzz pedal, like a distortion, overdrive. And I had, it was called the Zeus. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to them. I'm actually going to Google one here after I get done with this. But yeah, just times like that, all the things, and Nicky trying to help us with getting signed Frank with Alan Kaufman, and I still have his number to this day. Alan's and Nicky's in my book that I've got in my safe. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And just, you know, thinking back of those times, and they were Nicky really tried, and Alan was thinking about it, but he just had Motley, and I think he had enough, you know. I mean, they were quite the crew, right? And Angelus and the crew raising hell on the Sunset Strip.
Rockers, this is Betsy Bitch from the band Bitch. And one of my fondest memories of first starting out was playing with Angelus quite a bit on the Sunset Strip. The clubs loved to team us up because we were quite the tag team of kick-ass hard rock metal bands. And that said, coming up...
Hi, my name's Bill Matoyer. I'm a recording engineer, a record producer, former executive at Metal Blade Records, and a huge fan of all music, especially hard rock and heavy metal. And because I'm such a music fan, when I was still in high school, I think I was 16 at the time, I started working at a local record store here in Los Angeles, where I was born and raised, called Music Plus. And I worked in a warehouse of Music Plus for many years. I mean, I saw this place grow from just a few record stores to, I think, over 30. But I worked in the warehouse of Music Plus, this huge building with hundreds of thousands of LPs. And yes, that's what we listened to way back then. We actually had vinyl. So the stores would write down which records they needed. We would go to the shelves, pack the records in boxes, put them on the trucks, and the trucks would deliver the records to the store. But the thing about the warehouse is everybody, and I mean everybody in that warehouse played an instrument. Everybody was, if you weren't in a band, you were looking to form a band. So as a result, whenever a band got a gig at a club in Los Angeles, they would bring the flyer announcing the gig and put it on this bulletin board that we had. And that's another thing. That's what happened way back then in the late 70s and early 80s. You know, we learned about gigs because bands would have flyers and they'd put them on the telephone poles, and that's how you learn. And I just remember one of the bands putting up one of their flyers, and I look and I see this name, Angelus. And I'm thinking to myself, Angelus, wow, that is a great name for a band from Los Angeles called Angelus. I'm like, that's just fucking brilliant. And I remember one of the guys next to me even kind of looked at it and said, wow, you know, I wish I would have thought of that name. Still, to me, the most brilliant name for a band from Los Angeles. But, you know, I think I did read a lot later that they were actually named after the Angeles National Forest, but it didn't matter. Still, best band name from Los Angeles. And the other thing that I noticed about Angelus is you'd see their name more and more on some of these flyers. And I specifically remember seeing a flyer from the Troubadour, and Angelus was on that. I don't know, a few weeks, a month later, you'd see their name again. And I mean, before you knew it, you saw their name as headlining the Troubadour. And I mean, that's like what every band in Los Angeles would strive for, being able to headline a place like the Troubadour. It seems like all these LA bands were chasing what Angelus was doing at the time. I mean, it wasn't just the Troubadour. They were playing all over Hollywood. At the country club in the San Fernando Valley where I lived, they were playing there. So a little later, I ended up being an executive at Metal Blade Records, and I don't know, I guess it was around 1983 or something. And, you know, Angelus was definitely, at least on my radar, but I think they ended up getting picked up by Mystic Records, so we kind of missed the boat when it came to them. But I've been lucky enough to, later in their career, to actually work with the band and record with them. And I do have to say that one thing in this business is you run into so many big egos. It's ridiculous. And working with Angelus was always a pleasure. I am proud to especially call Dale a friend. And it's amazing that after all these years, they're still doing this, still making great music. So I'm just here to say, shout out, congrats to Angelus for sticking around this long, for still being around, and just hail to Angelus. But on a personal note, Connie, you kind of left this igloo thing at my studio one day. I know I promised you that I'd put it in the mail and mail it back to you, but ain't gonna happen. This is mine now. I mean, you could probably tell it's pretty worn out because I use it so much. It is mine, so I'm sorry you're not getting it back at all. But
Angelus, old school LA heavy metal band. This band has been playing since the early 80s, sharing the stage with bands like Motley Crue, Slayer, Bitch, and most of the times, if you look at the flyer, it seems like Angelus was the headliner. And I'm the booker at the Whiskey A Go-Go. I've been booking these guys for over 15 years now, and they're just one of the most consistent metal bands they've gone through some lineup changes, as every band does, you know, gives it a new flavor every time. And some people say, you know, why isn't Angelus bigger? They're talented, but I think I know why, and that's just because Dale's crazy.
We used to record. We were recording our first album, We're No Angels, and Ronnie was there, and he was rehearsing with Black Sabbath, and got to meet him there, and ended up, he would end up taking me home to Porter Ranch, giving me a ride home. He never had a problem with that at all, and we ended up doing a couple shows in San Diego with them that were really cool. At Miramar and NTC, they were Marine bases, but there was like 1,000 people, and it was like there was these, you know, guys that you know, we'd take the pitcher of beer. I'd go up and take the pitcher of beer, and I'd grab that sucker, and I would just pour it over their head, and the whole place would stand up and roar. And we were signing like $50 bills and $100 bills. You know, I mean, literally, my name would be on top, and then Dio would sign, and vice versa, and Dave Rodman. And it was basically us three, Ronnie, Dave, and us. And Rough Cut was on that as well, and that was back with Jakey Lee was in the band, so that was '81. And Ronnie had me come over to his house a lot of times. He was just really just so, you know, a friend, you know, I mean, a true friend. And he lived on a street called Donna in Encino, Tarzana, on Donna Street. And it was a small house, nothing, you know, big at all. And he had like 2 or 3 dogs, little dogs, and there was a back room we'd go to. You'd go through like a front room, and I guess there was a kitchen. This is like 40-something years ago. And we'd go there and smoke pot. And I remember him going into a room, I think it was his bedroom, and he had boxes of the, not Holy Diver, oh God, Mob Rules shirt. And it was really cool. He went into his bedroom and got a copy of Mob Rules and got a copy of the album as well. So it was just coming out, and that was the era, you know. So it was after Heaven and Hell, which was one of my all-time favorite albums of, you know, forever. That album to this day, just nothing like it. It's just amazing. Piece of work. I mean, just an incredible album. But yeah, he was just he would drive me home, you know, in his Mercedes, and his radio didn't work. And back then, the only thing I never had a record player or anything like that either. So I never, you know, learned other people's songs or nothing. Even though I've done a few on the albums, but I had to learn those other ways or write my own solos or whatnot. But now you just look it up on the internet, and it's right there, and they show you note for note. And you know, I've never really got into that. To me, that's not exciting. That's not what music's about. It's all about creating, being an artist. And if you're not an artist, then you could be a musician, but you're not an artist. And I like to create. I like to paint pictures. It's like I don't paint pictures, but I paint pictures with music. And that's my form of art. And being in the studio, which we're here today, a Lava Room, getting ready to lay down tracks to a brand new song. And, you know, we're in 2023, November 8th, I believe. And it's like, I love it here. This is like my home, away from home. It's my happy space, and my happy place. And it's just where dreams come true. You know, music is just an amazing thing, and without it, I really don't know what life would be like. But yeah, Dio is just was. You know, it's so sad that you know, we all die. We all have to go, and unfortunately, he was so young. You know, 67, to have to, you know, pass away and rest in peace, you know. But his radio didn't work, and this is pretty cool. I asked him, I said, are you ready to listen to music? The last thing he wanted to do was listen to music when he got in his car after being in the studio or rehearsing or recording all day. And now, not years later, but after that, I started to realize it, it made a lot of sense because I don't either. I don't listen to music. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to anybody else's music. I mean, the most these days listen to anything if it's on the friggin', if it's on Facebook. I mean, that's the extent of it. And but yeah, Ronnie was a great guy. I really miss him a lot. But yeah, he never listened. His radio didn't work in his Mercedes. He had a red 450 SL, and that's the two-door, and the sought-after one, the nice one, and beautiful car. I mean, same color as Kevin DeBrose was, quite right, when he took me over to Frankie Vanelli's house. He wanted me to be in the band, and so he took me over to Frankie's in Riverside Drive, I can't think of that. Toluca Lake, there you go. And I said no. I had no reason to leave the band. And Angelus, that was me. It was like leaving myself, and I couldn't leave myself. And me and Dave, and I couldn't do that. I had no reason. And then, fortunately or unfortunately for me, we were playing at the Troubadour, and Carlos Cavazzo come upstairs, and he had the unglued copy, and he's showing it to me, and brought it there like he knew or something. But it didn't really make sense back then. I just thought, okay. But now I'm looking back, and I'm like, I'm not sure why he wanted to come show it to me. And it wasn't glued together. There was no album, but he was all happy, and it was the dressing room on Santa Monica Boulevard. You look out, and that was a big room there, and he came there to show that to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then, you don't know, a few years later, it's like ends up, I mean, it was less than that. Right away, they were doing the S Festival, and they, they're still, you watch a football game to this day, and you hear, come on, field, you hear Quiet Riot, and, you have no way of knowing, playing with Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses. I mean, you hear the little comments of people back when they come backstage. I never saw any of the bands in the early days, ever. I never watched any of them, saw any of them, nothing. So it's like, I'd get, you hear bass and you hear drums when I'd be in the corner and just practicing my leads, and, I just wasn't, and I wasn't a partier, not a lot, even though our new song, Raising Hell in the Sunset Strip, doing coke all night, nah, that wasn't really me. I kind of, it was a lot around, and I'm not saying I never did it, because I did, but it was, I was one of the least amount, our singer, and our bass player, John, I mean, they were, and Paul, they were party animals, and I wasn't so much, I'm a lightweight, I'm skinny, I can't handle a lot, and it just wasn't my thing. I'd be sitting in the dressing room, and I'd hear little things when these bands were playing, that whether they were good or not, and I'm like, it didn't matter. You play with so many bands that they're all running and be the same. You never think that one's gonna really be huge, like Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses, and or Quiet Riot, and I just we declared our album platinum in 2014 because we started to find out after the internet, and we got Facebook up. My son called me and said, Dad, you got to check this out. Your album's been selling all over Germany, France, Italy, Europe, everywhere, overseas. And you go on Dislogs and you can see it. And they're going for $36 on up to $100. I mean, it's pretty crazy. And so we declared it platinum. Doug never reported anything from Mystic Records, never, ever. And it was like, there's a lot of bands after him and want to know where the money's at. No one ever got a penny. So there was no real records. So we took it upon ourselves after 30 years of an album cover like that, and it's still selling to this day, that we declared it platinum. We did, nobody else. We may be wrong, we may be off. I can't guarantee it, but from the size of it, and he sold everything over the seas and everything else, we did that. And, you know, I don't regret it. I think, you know, it could be $500,000, it could be 100,000, or it could be that million, you know, and nobody can prove me wrong, and I can't prove anybody right or wrong either. And so I'm sticking to it. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to believe that. And, you know, whether it's 100,000 or a million, and it very well, after 30 years, and all of them that are out there, and my friend Austin, I'm not going to say his last name, he might not like it, but, you know, he's got like 15 We're No Angels albums, or maybe more, that he's bought from France, Germany, all those places that I've been talking about. So I know they're out there, and they're all over, and those are just people that are selling them after years and years. So it really did do a lot, and I think, you know, we're somewhere, you know, and up there. So it is what it is. And but yeah, Dio was a great guy, and you know, Carlos was too back then, and I'm glad he had the success he did. And you know, unfortunately, I made the right decision, because you know what, I'm still Angelus, and I still love you know, I'm still making music. I'm playing, but I never got to play to the arenas and stuff. And you know, maybe one day, maybe it's in the future. You know, we'll see what happens after the documentary and whatnot. But anyways, I got to get to work. I'm recording. Like I said, it's almost it's getting close, and so you have a good day, and listen to some Dio, and not quiet right again.
But that's a good trade-off.
Yeah.
Band? Yeah.
Yeah.
From the hat.
Very good.
Getting ready for the show.
Ready for the show.
Go on next.
Going in. Going in.
Danny's going in. There's Dale. He's ready. Ready to rock?
Yeah, fuck yeah, always.
All right. Bill, he's getting his stuff together there.
The Angelus merchandise.
What are you doing? Oh, he's redoing Angelus merchandise.
Facing Angelus merchandise. That's what rock stars do.
Connected with Angelus back in 2000, so only, you know, a few years ago, from Dark Star Records, and I was familiar with Angelus already. I had the No Limits CD, and I got a copy of the song of the album, and it was great. It was like completely right up my alley. I grew up with all the 80s hard rock bands, all the pop metal, all the glam metal, all the heavy metal, and so Angelus was right up my alley. And I was so fortunate, because I had no idea, working with a band like Angelus, kind of the depth of the band and the people behind the band. In the beginning, I was talking with the record label, and at some point I got a call from Dale, and just hearing the passion in Dale's voice and how much it meant to him, and what do we need to do, and kind of kind of the very realism of kind of knowing the music industry and the scene and what goes on behind it, like how much he cared and wanted this. And I was really fortunate. I got to do radio on that record, and then also on Running Like an Outlaw, and now subsequently on the new singles that are out, Crimes of Insanity and Just Do It. And in my couple years now working with Angelus and talking extensively with Dale, it's just so great to be working with somebody that is so driven There are times where I'll talk with Dale and he'll tell me, like, oh, this might be it, you know, who knows how much longer we've got, but I can't see Dale stopping. He is such a person that wants things to happen right away. He gets excited and I gotta play this for you. Oh wait, I got another version. Oh, we need to put this out. And most bands I've worked with, it's, you know, I might hear something and it could be months or years before it actually comes out. But with Dale, it's like tomorrow. Like, we need to get this going. Like, you know, when can you start? Well, I just heard it. You don't have the final version yet. He's already ready to start. So I think it says a lot about him, and seeing him live, you know, just hearing the guitars scream and the tone and the way he attacks the instrument and the way he has taken on the vocal role too in the band, and become the lead singer. I was telling him, it's like, you found your voice. Holy damn, you've got this. So, you know, I haven't really talked with him extensively about, you know, his ideas in terms of taking over the vocal role. I know it's kind of something that is somewhat forced into, but he has, I think, really excelled at it, and he's got a very unique, discernible voice, and I'm so excited for like what he's doing right now and kind of, you know, what the future holds, because it seems like he's going to keep busy, and I love that. So yeah, I'm rooting like hell for lots of great things to come for Angelus. So yeah, other than that though, I do want to say, you know, also the times where I have been able to talk to Dale about the early days, and him talking about, you know, running into Motley Crue at the Rainbow, or, you know, Quiet Riot, or talking to him about his book, you know, the book that he published. It's great because somebody coming from that universe, who grew up on that universe, who loved that universe, to hear his perspective on it, to get his stories, and to be able to be surrounded by, you know, somebody that has a perspective different than I do on something I love just as much as, you know, he loves, and so many of the people that in the scene love. You know, it's just really awesome to kind of from time to time get a chance to get one of those stories and hear about his tales from back in the day. But, you know, I'm looking forward to all the tales that are coming, you know, so just gonna keep rocking, and so excited we've gotten Angelus on those radio charts, and you know, hard work is gonna pay off, and you know, and he's living it, you know. It's one of those things, whereas there's so many bands that have such high goals in their heads that, you know, are just going to be miserable unless they reach them. But, you know, the one thing with Dale is he's out, you know, we're in the mobile home right now after a show, and he's out there living it. So hopefully, you know, as he, you know, goes from town to town and continues to make new music, he enjoys this part of it, because he should be, because it's exciting that he's keeping the legacy of Angelus alive.
Show last night in Joliet, Illinois. It rocked. Great crowd. Got to see Tim Binder, which was really cool. He's been working with us for doing radio promotion for, God, 3-4 years now. Did Heal the Wounds, Billboard 200, Nothing But Love, 22 on the Billboard Indicator, and band plays on 25 on the SMR chart, which is now the current Billboard for the secondary market. And then also On My Way, which came in at number 16, Hula. And it was great seeing him. We'd never met before. And he's always between Chicago and New York. And Joliet's like 30 miles south of Chicago, if I'm correct. Another was a great show, really a lot of fun. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong, but we fought through it all. Broken strings and chords not working, and you know, the usual bullshit that you just play. You put it behind you, you just go on and forget about it. Pretty nice place to see. And I think Tim was saying we're going to be going back and doing, he's promoting Insanity, Crimes of Insanity, and Just Do It right now on the radio, along with Jody Bass, which is a whole different thing, but sometimes kind of in one, they work together as well. But he's got some clubs he was telling us about that really pack out real nice, and they're put on by the radio stations. Can't remember the numbers, but he's going to be doing some shows back down here in Chicago. So looking forward to that. Thank you, Tim. It's great seeing you, man. Fucking rocking, brother. Great storytelling, and all the information you had on the Billboard magazine. I mean, the band magazine, excuse me, back in the day. We're still looking for that article when Tommy Shaw came and used our equipment, and Gordon from the Tubular got the call, and 2 limos. I said, sure, you know, he thought it might have been a prank as well. Everyone had been to the Tubular back in the 80s, and I heard that up to a year ago he was still working there. So, and it's like 2023 now. I don't know how long if he is, or how long he's been there, or when he might have quit. But the bottom line is, I gotta pay attention to this crap. But Tim has somebody that has band magazines, and he's got all of them. He's a really big collector of them. So I'm hoping, that's back when Motley Crue was doing full-page ads with Alan Kaufman, and nobody was doing that then. It was really expensive, and they had the hair and they had everything, and you know, they blew up, you know, a lot because of that. And with Band Magazine, it still had a lot to do with the launch of Motley Crue. They were, you know, it wasn't cheap. And I was talking to Alan, because Nicky Six got me his number and told me, you know, go ahead and call him. I want you to talk to him, and maybe he'll pick us up. But at that point, he didn't want to have to take on another rock band, unfortunately. And, you know, yeah, the rest is history. But I hope they find that article about Tommy Shaw. They were playing the Forum the next night, and he has a practice band he works his songs out with, and before he presents them to Styx. And so he came with his practice band. And that's the night that fucking Dave Rodman had to carry him back out to the limo when we introduced him to Long Island SCs. That was pretty cool shit right there. And he's a tiny guy, not as tiny as Dio, but close. I think he's got a little bit more meat on him, but he's a tiny guy. Really nice, so great down-to-earth individual. And yeah, that was something I'll never forget. But still, we got Austin right, and quite a few people trying to find that damn Band magazine. So we're looking for it. If anybody out there, by the time this documentary comes out, if we don't have it, we want it. We're looking for it. If anybody's got it out there, we need it. Love to have it. This is what you do on the fucking road. You fucking drive. You play for an hour, and you fucking drive for 6 or 8 hours. That's what really being a rock star is. You fucking drive.
Dale, quit saying fuck on the video.
Fuck you.
Too much swearing, goddammit.
Fuck that.
Angelus, a heavy metal band with attitude, hailing from the streets of LA, blowing every other band off the stage. Dale is the riff master. Got some heavy metal riffs, has some melodic riffs. You will headbang. You will cry.
All right, Dale and Angelus. This is Doug Ellison here from the band Snow. Looking forward to this rock doc you guys are doing. We're playing out in LA about the same time as Angelus, playing the Starwood, the Whiskey, the Troubadour, all those good places. And we finally got to play with Angelus, and this was in 2017. We did released a CD, so we had a CD release and reunion gig. We hadn't played together in 37 years, so that was amazing. Watching those guys. Angelus is a hard rocking band and a tough act to follow.
After spending a week and a half on the road with Angelus, they're such fine people. I'm going to thank Dale and Connie for taking me along. And I found out that it's not all sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And they're like family to me now. Everyone in the band is like family to me. I made a lot of great friends, and the fans that came to the show were keeping in touch with each other. And it's a wonderful experience. It was the best experience of my life.
Hi everybody, I'm Tarja Virmakari. I've known Dale and Angelus as a band since the decades. But then back in 2016, I had a huge pleasure to start working for their worldwide promotion. And I've learned how wonderful people they are, full of energy and passion for music. All these years, Dale and Angelus have been releasing many great songs and videos, and I've enjoyed each of them. And I cannot wait to hear all the upcoming ones which are currently in the works. Working with Dale and Connie is a pleasure, and they make me feel like a part of the family. So keep on rocking, guys. You do it damn well. Take care and Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Bill, listen to this. If I move the slide right on the downbeat. Do you like that better?
Yeah, that'll work. All right.
All right, Dale, I'm going to leave this drum beat here just for tracking guitars, so you've got
a click.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this. Can't go without talking about Cookie. She was at every rehearsal. Used to sit in my lap at rehearsals while I played. It was so cute because I'd have my guitar right here, and she'd just sit right there, and we'd balance it out, and she would do that at all rehearsals and went to every single show. She was a service dog. I get nervous. I have panic attacks, and that's, you know, I have a nerve problem with, and she would help me solve that, and she would really went everywhere, and I miss her dearly. And last time we were with her was the day we had to put her down. We went to Graceland, and it's kind of funny because we get out of the van and her kidneys were going, so they had to. She had to pee. She peed right on Elvis's, not on the lawn, but in the bushes, and they're running after him, going, "She can't do that. She can't do that." And she did it. She just squatted and peed right there, and then unfortunately we had to put her down the next day. But she peed on Elvis's front lawn or front yard, so that was kind of cool. You know, that was way to go out. She was Cookie the Rockstar Dog.
What? You really? Are you gonna rock and roll? Are they gonna play Freedom? Are they gonna play Freedom tonight? Yeah? Yeah, they're playing Freedom tonight? All right, that's your favorite song, huh? Yeah?
Yep.
You're gonna rock and roll? Okay.
Well, I couldn't have a documentary without being in it and saying something. I never, ever would have imagined all the work it entails and what a musician goes through. I mean, a true musician, one that writes their music, that creates, that just makes magic. I mean, I never knew how hard it was and really what went through it and what you have to do. But I've learned over the last 13 years. And it's been pretty exciting, actually. And I'll watch Dale, and he'll have something new. I grab my camera, I film it. It's not very long, but every time he picks up his guitar, he creates. He is a creator. He's got a creative mind, and he knows how to put it from one start, the very beginning, to the end, and the process that goes through it and with it. And so I'm very proud of him, for one thing, and I'm kind of proud of all of us wives, like, you know, Ronnie James Dio's wife, Sharon Osbourne, Wendy Dio, all of them, and what they had to go through and what they went through. But you know what? In the end, it's worth it. It's worth watching a creation. A little baby, it's a baby. And it's worth watching how it starts as a baby and it matures into a teenager. And then it matures as you go into the studio and it's an adult. And that's what Dale does. He's the creator. And now he can sing even. I mean, so now he creates from just a little tiny lick. We just, to do the new songs, we went through 200 licks and found some that we thought would really work. That's how much I filmed him over the years. And I never thought that I would be doing videos, posters, flyers, and filming, and now working on this documentary. So I just want to say to my husband that I am very proud of you, and you deserve all that you get, all the recognition you can have.